right, so as you can see here, there is a small group of individuals who has come out to Stillwater, Minnesota, a caravan out here to Stillwater, Minnesota to protest in front of the home of the Washington County Attorney, basically demanding that the charges against Kim Potter, the former Brooklyn Center police officer who fatally shot Daunte Wright, that her charges be upgraded, that murder charges be brought forth to Kim Potter. Right now, she is currently facing second-degree manslaughter charges. And if you take a look up here, you can actually see they are passing out signs. Passing out some signs here.
Justice! Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Black lives matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Native lives matter here.
Native lives, they matter here!
Native lives matter here.
Native lives, they matter here!
Native lives matter here.
Native lives, they matter here!
Native lives matter here.
Native lives, they matter here!
Hmong lives matter here.
Hmong lives, they matter here!
Hmong lives matter here.
Hmong lives, they matter here!
Asian lives matter here.
Asian lives, they matter here!
And so to Prince, they're not outside her house. They are outside of the house of the Washington County Attorney's home, the individual who has the power to increase those charges, but has chosen not to, despite the fact that they have been demanding murder charges all week long. And so instead of going to her house, they came to the attorney's house, who has the power to upgrade her charges.
Black lives matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives matter here.
Black lives, they matter here!
If you are neighbors of Pete Orpit and you believe that Black Lives Matter, feel free to join us. Come on over. Don't be shy. Come on over. We welcome you. I have masks in my truck if you want a mask. All right, I'm going to send somebody to my car. There's a box of masks, N95 on the back seat. I mean, on the floor, somewhere here.
And so the neighbors have been invited to join if they stand in solidarity. Again, we are outside of the Washington County Attorney's home.
the Hennepin County attorney, kicked the case to. And so Pete Orpit, rather than holding Kim Potter fully accountable under the law, decided to bring manslaughter charges. But what kind of charges are we asking for? Murder! What kind of charges are we asking for? Murder! What kind of charges are we asking for? Murder! What kind of charges are we asking for? Murder! What kind of charges are we asking for? Murder! What kind of charges are we asking for? Murder! What kind of charges are we asking for? Murder! What kind of charges are we asking for? Murder! Say his name!
Daunte Wright!
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 I'm going to pass it over to DJ, who's going to continue leading us in some chants. Let's give it up for DJ. And then say it again. Markiana. Markiana, come up here. We're trying to train the next generation of freedom fighters. You got to go over there, come up here and help lead these chants. Let's give it up for DJ and Markiana standing up for Daunte Wright. Daunte was 20 years old. He was a kid. He should still be alive. Kim Potter had no business with the badge and a gun and authority, operating out of white supremacy and anti-blackness, and she needs to be brought up on murder charges. Period. Point blank. We're not accepting crumbs from the master's table. We want justice for Daunte Wright. All right, y'all, let's get it.
When I say black, you say power. Black.
Power!
Black.
Power!
Black.
Power!
Black.
Power!
Black.
Power!
When I say black lives, you say matter. Black lives
Matter.
Black lives
Matter.
Black lives
Matter.
Black lives
Matter.
matter. Yeah.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives they matter. Yeah.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives they matter. Yeah.
Black lives, they matter here!
Black lives they matter. Yeah.
Black lives, they matter here!
If Dante don't get it,
Shut it down!
if Dante don't get it,
Shut it down!
if Dante don't get it,
Shut it down!
if Kobe don't get it,
Shut it down!
if Kobe don't get it,
Shut it down!
if Kobe don't get it,
Shut it down!
if Dante don't get it,
Shut it down!
if Kobe don't get it,
Shut it down!
if Dante don't get it,
Shut it down!
if Kobe don't get it,
Shut it down!
if Dante don't get it,
Shut it down!
say his name,
Daunte Wright!
say his name,
Daunte Wright!
what's his name,
Daunte Wright!
say his name,
Daunte Wright!
what's his name,
Daunte Wright!
say his name,
Daunte Wright!
what's his name,
Daunte Wright!
say his name,
Daunte Wright!
what's his name,
Daunte Wright!
say his name,
Daunte Wright!
what's his name,
Daunte Wright!
no justice,
No peace!
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 no justice.
No peace!
When I say we the people, you say are powerful. We the people,
Are powerful!
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 we the people.
Are powerful!
Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what?
Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop!
Listen,
Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop!
listen,
Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop!
listen,
Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop!
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Fuck 12. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Fuck 12.
Fuck 12.
Fuck 12.
Fuck 12.
Fuck 12.
I don't know what y'all been told.
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 The killer cops have got to go.
The killer cops have got to go.
I don't know what y'all been told.
I don't know what y'all been
The
told.
killer cops have got to go.
The killer cops have got to go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Fuck 12.
I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Fuck 12.
Revolution!
Ain't nothing to fuck with.
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 I am
I am
a revolutionary.
a revolutionary.
I am
I am
a revolutionary.
a revolutionary.
I am
I am
a revolutionary.
a revolutionary.
You can't stop the revolution.
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 All right, this one's for all our homies out in BC. You can't jail the revolution.
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 You can't stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution.
We gon' get our liberation.
We gon' get our liberation.
You can't stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution.
We gon' get our liberation.
We gon' get our liberation.
You can't stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution.
Say his name.
Dante Wright.
What's his name?
Dante Wright.
Say his name.
Dante Wright.
What's his name?
Dante Wright.
Louder.
Dante Wright.
What's his name?
Dante Wright.
Say his name.
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 Dante Wright.
Now while they say his name, say Kobe Eisler. Say his name.
Kobe Eisler.
Say his name.
Kobe Eisler.
What's his name?
Kobe Eisler.
Say his name.
Kobe Eisler.
What's his name?
Kobe Eisler.
Say his name.
Kobe Eisler.
What's his name?
Kobe Eisler.
Say his name.
Kobe Eisler.
Who's the enemy?
White supremacy.
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 When I say it's our duty, you say to fight for our freedom. It's our duty.
To fight for our freedom.
It's our duty.
To fight for our freedom.
It's our duty.
To fight for our freedom.
It's our duty.
To fight for our freedom.
It's our duty.
To fight for our freedom.
It's our duty.
To fight for our freedom.
All right, so I'm going to say boots, and you're going to say, damn ground. Okay, so it's going to be like boots on the damn.
Okay, this young lady has asked for a bullhorn. Is there an extra bullhorn? Amelia's gonna get you a bullhorn. All right, guys. So remember when we were on the way here, we said don't share it on social media. Now it's time to share it on social media. So we have at least 2 of our independent journalists here. So you can go to King Demetrius Pendleton's page if you want to share it. You can also go to Georgia Fort's page and you can share it, or you can go to Insta and do your own video or whatever, but make sure you also share independent black media. All right? Are there any other independent media here? We got Benjamin Bump here and BLM. Come here, Benjamin, please, so we can know exactly how to tag you. Huh? Black Lives Media. So you have at least 3 independent options of black media.
Come on.
What are you, black media?
Yeah.
What is it? How do you spell it? Well, and you're going live right now?
Already live.
Okay, perfect. So you got at least 4 black media, black press that you can share independent. share it. If you want to go live, make sure you tag hashtag Dante Wright. And if you need information, you are in front of the home of Pete Orpin. He is the Washington County attorney who made the decision to bring only manslaughter charges against killer cop Kim Potter, who killed Dante Wright. What kind of charges are we asking for? What kind of charges are we demanding? What kind of charges are we demanding? What kind of charges are we demanding? For who? On behalf of who? Say his name. 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 Say his name.
Say his name. What's his name? 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 All right, so I'm going to teach y'all a new one, okay? So I'm going to say boots on the ground, and you're going to say boots on the damn ground, okay? So it sounds like boots on the ground, boots on the damn ground, okay? Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. And that's on that, on that, on that. Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. And that's on that, on that, on that. Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. That's on that, on that, on that. Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the damn ground. And that's on that, on that, on that. This is what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is 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 what unity 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 looks like.
This is what the community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Say, no good cops in a racist system.
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 Say A-C-A-B.
All cops are bitches.
A-C-A-B. All cops are bastards. A-C-A-B.
All cops are bastards.
A-C-A-B.
All cops are bastards.
A-C-A-B.
All cops are bastards.
G-T-F-O. Get the fuck out. A-C-A-B.
All cops are bastards.
A-C-A-B.
All cops are bastards.
G-T-F-O.
Get the fuck out.
I said 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 G-T-F-O.
Get the fuck out.
Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict.
Send those killer cops to jail.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Hey, hey, ho, ho, these killer cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, these killer cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, these killer cops have got to go. Hey, hey, Ho ho, these killer cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho ho, the National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho ho, the National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho ho, the National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho ho, the National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho ho, the National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho ho, the National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho ho, the National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho ho, say white supremacy's got to go. Hey, hey. Ho ho, white supremacy's got to go. Hey, hey. Ho ho, white supremacy's got to go. Hey, hey. White supremacy's got to go. Hey, hey. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. Up 12, no justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Louder. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. Say black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here. I said black lives, they matter here. Say black lives, they matter here. Say black youth, they matter here. Say black youth, they matter here. Say black lives, they matter here. I said black lives, they matter here. Say fuck 12. Fuck 12. Fuck 12. Fuck 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 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 9, 10, 11. Another thing that we got to do is get rid of this Operation Safety Net bullshit. All right? So I came up with a new one for that. So y'all just going to repeat after me, okay? Say, we don't need your operation.
We don't need your operation.
No more military occupation.
No more military occupation.
We don't need your operation.
We don't need your operation.
No more military occupation.
No more military occupation.
We don't need your operation.
We don't need your operation.
No more military occupation.
No more military occupation.
Black lives, they matter here.
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 Hold up. We want freedom, freedom. All these
Racist ass cops.
we don't need them. Hold up.
We want freedom, freedom.
All these racist ass cops.
We don't need them.
Hold up.
We want freedom, freedom.
All these racist ass cops.
We don't need them.
Hold up.
We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops. We don't need them.
All right. So coming up next year is going to be Jelani.
All right, everybody. Thank you for being out here. Thank you for following the instructions. You know, it's interesting. People always ask us, why are we out here? We don't want to be in somebody's neighborhood in front of their lawn demanding justice. If the justice system worked, we wouldn't be here. if Kim Potter was charged the same way Mahmoud Noor was charged, we wouldn't be here. So there's a lot of people confused. The justice system works, so it doesn't work for us. There's always been a justice system for white people in America and a justice system for anybody else who's not white. If Mahmoud Noor can be charged murder for an accidental firing and killing, Kim Potter should be charged with murder as well. And the interesting thing is that we have to come to people's houses because they're not listening to us. And many of us are not eased at our own homes because until justice is served, how can there be peace in our own homes?
That's right.
How can that peace exist? Without justice, there can't be no peace. So if Mike is, or Pete is listening to us, or any other person, or the governor, if you want peace, we want justice. And I don't mean just any kind of justice. I want the kind of justice that changes this, because they are not above the law. Say it with me. They are not above the law. 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 And that's true. The justice system, they're coming up with excuses. But why did they not come up with excuses when they killed Justine Diamond?
That's right.
Because the difference is, she was a white woman, and Daunte Wright was a young black kid. And unfortunately, that is the reality. But you know what? We're not going to accept that reality anymore.
That's right.
We're not going to accept that reality anymore. And you know what? We're not going to be silent either. You know, as Muslims, I'm fasting right now, and we are taught that if you see injustice, you first of all change it with your own hands.
That's right.
Okay, you change it with your own hands. And if you can't change it with your own hand, at least your mouth. Say something about it. And then if you can't do that, at least hate it in your heart. And the Prophet reminded us that's the least you could do. That's the least you could do. There's a lot of people that hate it in their hearts, but we need a lot of people to speak up. And we need a lot of people to show up. And you did today. You did. You showed up with your feet, and you showed up with your hands, and you are right now demanding justice for a man who's feeling comfortable while the rest of us are not comfortable with the idea that a young black man can be shot and killed and murdered and no murder charges be brought forth. We're not comfortable. We can't be at home. We can't be with our family, because until we get justice, how can any of us have peace? So we want murder charges. What do we want?
Murder charges.
What do we want?
Murder charges.
What do we want?
Murder charges.
What do we want?
Murder charges.
What do we want?
Murder charges.
What do we want?
Murder charges.
What do we want?
Murder charges.
What do we want?
Murder charges.
And what do we want next week? We want Chauvin to be found guilty on all charges. Say it with me. Guilty as charged. 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 And you know what? Final point I want to mention is, you know, right now, in this moment, the police want to win back the narrative. And they want to win it back by showing how they are fighting peaceful protesters. They are trying to win back a narrative that everyone else saw. We saw that video. We saw the video of the killing of Daunte Wright. We all saw the horrible video of the killing of and lynching of George Floyd. That can't be unseen. We can't just go back to normal. We can't just accept that. But they want to put fear in the hearts of Minnesotans, to demand them to say, we are the ones who are in trouble. We didn't kill Daunte Wright. We didn't kill George Floyd. They killed George Floyd. They killed Daunte Wright. They are the ones on trial right now, not us. And so don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. If you wake up at night and you're only watching protesters standing in front of militarized people, the military pretty much, know that in each night, families are crying because their loved ones have been killed by police. And by the way, it's not just George Floyd, and Dante Wright. It is Jamar Clark. It's Thurman Blevin. It's Dalal Eid, Isaac Aiden, and the countless names that exist, over 400 names plus since 2000. And in fact, can you bring me that sign? One of you bring one of the signs. You see how many? They can't even fit the state of Minnesota. Over 400 names. 400 names. 400 names. How many of them were not filmed? How many of them we didn't show up like this? How many of them didn't get that? We want justice for all of them. We want justice for all of them. We want justice for all of them. And right now in the state of Minnesota, we have a bill that will allow families of police brutality to actually bring a case against the government, to reopen those cases and eliminate statute of limitation, to allow those families to hold up the justice system and to demand justice against the killer cops who are walking right now, who are getting paid, who are still in our neighborhoods, who have killed members of our community. So with that said, I want to remind you, all of you, that this is a crucial moment. This is a crucial moment. I was earlier at an event with clergy, and it reminded me of something very important, and I want to share with you, is that God always tells us how to fight against oppression. And one of the things that I remember, because many of us are in the Abrahamic faith, so I'm going to go all the way back to Moses and say, God did not ask Moses to send an email to Pharaoh. Okay? He didn't ask Moses to just say, I'm sorry. And he did not ask Moses to walk away. He said, go to the Pharaoh. And the Pharaoh had all the army, and the Pharaoh had all the weapons, and the Pharaoh had all the power. But when you have God on your side, you have the ultimate power. When you have God on your side, you have the ultimate power. And if you, just like Moses, walk in front of places of oppression and stand in front of it, and God is on our back, the sea can depart. The sea can depart. All those walls of oppression can move away, and we can build down better systems. And so I'm asking you right now to believe in yourselves. We don't need a lot of people. We just need a few committed people. We need a few committed people. You showed up here today, and I appreciate all of you for being boots on the ground. You could be a lot of different places, but you came here today, and you're demanding justice, and we need to do that every single day. We need to demand justice and accountability and murder charges right now by any means necessary.
Okay, so coming up next is my auntie, and also she's in TCC for J, Monique.
Thank you, thank you. First of all, thank you all for coming out here. It's such a hike, but definitely a necessary hike. So I do have some experience, a little bit of history with Pete Orput, South Washington County prosecutor. He actually convened the grand jury in the murders of Marcus Golden, who's my nephew, as well as Jafford Smith. So what we do know is that he's just complacent, and he's a part of the cover-up. So we cannot expect him to try and give families justice, right? He had the opportunity to do that when Marcus was killed. He had the opportunity to do that when Jafford Smith was killed. And we didn't see that happen. You know, we didn't see it happen for a very good reason. He's just sitting here comfortable in his white privilege, hanging out with his police buddies and living his good life. So it's important, thank you, so important that we come here and disrupt his white privilege to let him know that we have our eye on him and we are watching, because these charges, it's completely unacceptable. That was murder, and we need murder charges, right? That family who is just devastated, they're seeing that video played over and over again on the news, continued and repeated trauma. His mother said she wants 100% accountability, right? She said there is no justice. She said nothing will ever bring her son back. There's not enough justice. But what she does want is 100% accountability. So I believe that that is our call, that we continue to stand and make sure that Dante Wright gets murder charges. Actually, not Dante Wright, it will be Kimberly Porter, gets charged with murder. We know that was not truly an accident. You know, accidents are like spilled milk, right? Not spilled blood. And we need to hold her accountable, because that is just completely unacceptable. And like we saw with Officer Muhammad Noor, they threw the book at him. Threw the book at him for something that would have been an accident. Something where we don't see black officers just hunting white people, you know, for sport or for family tradition and whatnot. But he did not get the same treatment as Kimberly Porter. So we want to make sure that Kimberly Porter is treated like she were a black man, right? Killing a white woman. We just want to make sure that we let the neighbors know that they are harboring a white supremacist, that they are harboring someone who does not value black lives, right? Because now we have a pattern, right? 1 is an incident, 2 is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern, valuing black lives. So, no justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Yes.
Okay, so coming up next is going to be Muhammad from CARE.
First, I'd like to greet you all with the salam of Islam. Assalamu alaikum. Salam means peace. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim. I'm the Deputy Director with CARE Minnesota. Alaikum salam. So, indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. And when we say the whole damn system, we literally mean the entire system. And Pete Orphet is just one part of the system. And that system, the way that it's designed right now, is forcing all of us to be outside, demanding for what is our basic human right, and that is justice. That's right. And think about what we're doing outside, and think about the space that we are holding right now. We witnessed yet another young black king have his blood spilled by another police officer. And yet, while we have a current trial of one of the deadliest modern day lynchings we have seen by a black man by another police officer, you would expect that these police officers would know a little better. You would expect that these police officers would have a little bit of accountability and not kill another black man while another police officer is on trial. You would expect that they would not kill one of us again. But yet, before that trial is over, we have another young black man that is killed.
Listen!
And an accident is when you stub your toe. An accident is when you spill milk. An accident when your wife, when you're walking out the room, and your wife is like, oh, don't turn off the lights, and you accidentally turn off the lights. That's an accident.
Yes!
But what is not an accident is a police officer who is training other police officers, who's been in the force for 26 years, accidentally mistakes a taser that has a shorter barrel for a gun. And when the taser is turned on, there's a red light and a blue light. That's an accident. What Kimberly Porter did is not an accident. And the way that the system is designed to do is they use the media, they bring people, they bring experts to try to convince us that our own eyes are lying to us. They try to convince us that the feeling that we have in our gut is lying to us. They try to tell us that we don't deserve that justice. And they do that by coming in and militarizing us, occupying us, jailing us for standing up for what is right. And today, all of you here came and said, we will not accept that anymore.
Right.
We will demand justice.
Right.
And you all came today, left your homes. You guys could have been watching Netflix, but you all have said enough is enough. Right? And next time when you come, you need to bring somebody else with you. Right? We need the crowd to double a little bit. Because the road to justice is going to be long and it's going to be hard, but we're going to be right here. And we're going to demand that justice. And Pete Orphet, he needs to go. He needs to go. Now imagine you are the head, or you are representing the Minneapolis Police Officer Association, and now you are in charge of actually bringing crimes against your fellow colleagues. We can't accept this anymore. That is why we have another bill that is demanding for independent prosecution of the police, because the police do not have the ability to prosecute themselves. So let's just make it easier and get them out the way. Because we all deserve justice, and it sucks that we have to be out here, and it sucks that we have to continue to stand out here, but we will be here because it is always right to do the right thing. And I want to applaud all of you and thank all of you for being here. But if this is your first event, make sure this is not your last event. And if this is not your last event, make sure that you bring somebody with you. Thank you so much.
All right, coming up next, we have Chantel Allen from Black Lives Matter Twin Cities. Been holding it down in the streets. Been holding it down for the black youth. If you hear an Asada chant that's off the chain, it's normally coming from this individual right here.
Or some of these youth that are picking it up. Let's be clear. Man, thank you guys for coming so far. It's so crazy how far we got to travel just for justice in our own community, right? It doesn't even make sense. This dude should have a house right in the midst of where the problems are. But he gets to come out here in this nice quiet suburb, sit tight, while things just happen all around us in the Twin Cities. That ain't right. That ain't right. I feel like I have so many words, but not enough words. Because we are so sitting in this, just like in this spot where we're waiting on this jury to get started and the verdict to come back. And we're steady pushing for justice, or even something that might even look like justice, like just the mere recognizing that this was murder, right? Just mere murder. It's so crazy to me. It's just, we watch somebody pull out a gun and recklessly fire it and hit another person. That person loses their life, but then they still get a slap on the hand. This is America, y'all, when you're white. But when you're black, be a little hungry and walk in the store and grab a grape. Grab a grape. Watch how they follow you all through the stores, checking on you to make sure you ain't gonna get no chips too, or make a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? It's like, really, do I really have time to do all that? I just want to know, was it sweet, right? So it's frustrating to me that there's such a huge divide in justice. The very simple things that we are not even allotted, like education. And I say that as a public school board member. Black kids are not getting the education that they deserve. Not even just deserve, that their black parents are paying for out of their taxes. They're robbing us in taxes, and then they're not educating our kids. Then they're using the money to mass incarcerate us, right? What kind of system is this? What kind of system is this? It's not fair. It's not just. And it's the reason why we have to keep showing up to county attorney's office, to the mayor's office, to the legislator, to the school board, to their houses, to the city council. Spot after spot, though. We can't just do it once, because we fought hard for George Floyd. Who fought hard for George Floyd? We fought hard for George Floyd. And it seems like it would make sense that legislation would shift. But we got a white supremacist sitting in the chair, not even allowing to hear our voices. So we have to take to the streets some more.
Who, the governor?
No, Winkler.
No, you talking about the governor.
What a governor. He's a problem too. But you know, I like to get specific. I get right in there. You know what I mean? The governor is a problem. He is a real problem. The way he's deploying all this warfare on our young people, it is really just making me sick. As I watch what's happening, I'm proud of my young people for hitting the streets. And it's showing me that the work that I put in previously, it wasn't in vain. Because I know when the revolution comes, it's led by young people. We might get in the streets and yap, jab, and believe we can fight, right? But it's when these young people get in these streets, that's when it's going to be a big win. And so I'm proud of the young people that are out there doing this work. Without them, I have absolutely no hope. I feel like I'm just constantly repeating myself. Started with Rodney King. So tick back, right? I'm just constantly repeating myself. Over and over and over again. But guess what? The youth are mobilizing. They're smarter. They're stronger. They're more strategic. They're thinking about the bigger picture. They're recognizing the impact that this stuff has on their lives, and they're pushing for the change that we need. Thank you. Thank you, young people. My energy is super low today. As y'all can tell, usually I come to the mic, I'm hyped, right? My energy is low. I feel like I'm just sitting in this spot, though. And I know we're all here together, and that helps. And when we keep showing up, that helps. And at night when things go down, that helps. In the daytime when we show back up again, that helps. It's okay for us to be not okay sometimes. As long as we get some rest like I'm going to tonight, because I'm going to get back up tomorrow and I'm going to be rowdy. Rowdy. So thank you guys all again for coming out. Thank my young people for leading up here. My young people who've been leading in the streets. Thank you to Nekima Levy Armstrong. Give Nekima Levy Armstrong. Real quick, I'm just going to tell y'all something, man. I've always been a revolutionary at heart. My dad called me Little Angela Davis growing up. So I was in the schools and in the rec centers figuring I could make a change for black kids by navigating classrooms and those type of things. And I was sitting there watching the news one day and Nekima Levy Armstrong hit the screen. I said, we have made it. She is a professor at St. Thomas. She is a law professor. She's from California. She's speaking that truth like that. I didn't even know her, and I remember walking out of the principal's office, and I looked back and said, you might want to get it together because there's somebody down the street coming for you. Because I'm telling you, I saw the fire in her eyes, and I've continued to see her show up. I'm tired. My energy is low, but Nekima is a machine. And she will take a quarter out of her, and she'll plop it into me, and she'll say, grab that mic, we're going. And I love you for that. Because you keep me pushing, you keep me focused, you keep me grounded, and you make sure that my eyes stay on the prize, along with thousands, and I'm going to say it again, thousands of people in the state of Minnesota. Thank you so much for all the work that you've been putting in. Seriously, I love y'all. Black lives, they matter here.
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 Let's get it, y'all.
Let's give Chantel another round of applause. There we go. Yeah, and just to echo what Chantel was saying, when it comes to Nekima, today was a little like last second, obviously. Today was a little like, y'all know what we're doing? No. Do y'all know? No. But Nekima's leading us, so we're going to be all right. We're going to be straight. We're going to be straight. Hey, I'm going to follow her. But all right, coming up next to the mic, we have Dr. Raj from the Minneapolis NAACP.
Give it up for Dr. Raj.
Hey! Listen, the first police reform started in 1896, right? The law they tell us every day is that police reform. We need more money for police reform. Under Dayton, we spent $70 million trying to fix the police system. Enough is enough, right? We say enough is enough. Say it, enough is enough, right? We are no longer subjected to reforming and fixing and fighting with the police. We are against the police. We are against the enforcement. Right, last night we saw, right, at Brooklyn Center, about 500 or 1,000 cops trying to arrest us because we were there fighting for justice, right? The millions they spent in bringing these cops, all from Duluth and everywhere else, right? People came in here to question our right to stand in front of that police department that continues to violate our rights, right? It's about time we stand up, right? I got arrested, right? All the way up to the bus, and there were too many of us there. So they say, okay, here's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna just give you a ticket, right? Unlawful assembly. Fuck that shit, right? Fuck that shit. What the fuck is an unlawful assembly? Right? This is my right to stand here, y'all. Right? This is my right to protest against your fucked up system that continues to screw and claim people's lives without any form of justification. Right? I felt threatened. What the fuck is that? Right? Why do cops always say that? I felt threatened. Right? They make sure they register that voice before they shoot somebody. Right? That's it. Right? Please understand, these are all ways that cops know how to claim their Bill of Rights. Right? We got to get rid of that Bill of Rights for y'all. Yes. Right? These Bill of Rights continue to protect our police officers here in the state of Minnesota. Right? The nicest state. What a lie. Right? Right? What a lie. Right? We are no longer buying into those ideas of nice state. We're no longer buying into these ideas of police reform. We need to question our foundations that are giving money to the police department to work with the city. Right? What the fuck is that? Why would I be a billionaire and give money to a system that continues to oppress people? Right? It's time for us to stop all of these public lynchings. Right? I remember calling the governor's office, right, talking through Carlos Mariani, right, to the governor's office and realized and told them and informed them about the 100th anniversary that was coming up, right, as George Floyd was murdered, right. I said, this is a public lynching, right, 100 years later, right. The press secretary, right, one of his press secretaries, oh, I didn't know that, right, I did not know that. These are the people who work for us, on behalf of us, right? Bullshit. You're not working on behalf of us, right? Fuck the Democrats, y'all. Right? I'm done with Democrats. I'm done with conservatives, right? We need some socialists, right? Some humanity in this work, right? We are about repairing the harm that has been around for 400 plus years. Right? We are about restoring our humanity, right? We have to restore our humanity. We have to elevate. We have to address the trauma that our systems continue to produce on a regular basis. Chantal just reminded us the kind of trauma that our children experience in our school system, right? A system that is supposed to elevate, educate, and make them successful, right? We know we have to do the reparative justice, reformative justice, right, together with the community. If we do repair, restore, and reform with the community, we are working on transforming the system, right? Let us not just give in to this stupid idea that we are going to fix the police system. That is a lie. We will never be able to fix the police system because from the beginning, its roots is poisoned with white supremacist ideology, right? Let's end this shit, right? Let's end this shit. As a faculty member, I always say to my students, right, that you may not like what I say, right? But here's the deal, right? Robert Jones reminded us, we may have different perspectives and learn to work together. But if your perspective is buried in my oppression, We got work to do, y'all. Right? So let's question these perspectives that are killing us. I love y'all. Thank you.
Let's give it up again for Dr. Raj, y'all. He got arrested. He is tired, and he still came all the way out here. And he holds it down, y'all, as a professor. Thank you, Dr. Raj. It's my honor to bring up the next speaker now. She does not know that I'm calling her up. She's an elder in our community. And when we were on the way up, she called me. She's like, Nikema, we need to slow down. It's people way back there. And I'm like, well, everybody got the address. And then she thought she hung up the phone. I could hear, she said everybody got the address. They need to slow down. I'm just like, okay, Mama Rose, I hear you. That's what elders do, right? She was a Black Panther in Oakland, California. She is a mother of the movement. She is a mother of the movement. A freedom fighter. She holds it down. Her birthday is next week. Let's give it up for Mama Rosemary Neville.
Make sure my phone is hung up. I'm not techie. I didn't say nothing bad about her. You know how those old folks are. We got to fuss. I'm so glad everybody showed up today. I'm glad I showed up. I was taking a nap and I said, oh God, I got 30 minutes. Am I going to go or not? And Spirit said, yeah, get up out of bed. Because we got to stay out here, young and old. And I'm so proud of you young brothers and sisters coming forward and not killing each other. Get out here and stand up for each other and protect each other. Like the brother was saying, the school system is so messed up. They're preparing our kids to go to the penitentiary, to industrial prison complex, so they can make more money off them. And it's time to boycott. We got to get with Atlanta. They're boycotting all Coca-Cola products. They got tons of them. So you got to look it up. We got to boycott. Hit them where it hurts. Keep your money. Don't give it to them. I keep saying this. Blue Shield, Blue Cross. They giving Trump and them all that money. Delta Airlines. We got to boycott all these son of a bitches that are oppressing us. And we give them our money. I'm not going to say too much, but I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad to see you folks here. And just stay strong. Stay in the struggle. We're not alone. Don't be afraid. I said, Fannie Lou Hamer, they killed her, but she fought to the end. Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, all them sisters stood out there and fought to the end, to their death. We got to do that. That's what revolution is about. Oakland, California jumped off today. I woke up, I said, wow, they burning down Oakland downtown. Oregon, another brother was shot. They on fire there. Chicago's on fire. And this time it's different. Pretty much before it was just confined to the coast, pretty much the West Coast and the college campuses. But everywhere, like Sister was saying, even the small towns, people are tired. They're rising up. People are dying in their families. They don't have money. They're getting evicted. They don't know how they're going to survive. So it's time. It is time. This is Custer's last stand, y'all. It's not easy, but we got to stay out here, keep it going. You know, not only Native and Black, and Hispanic and Asian, white folks are being killed too. White youth are being killed too. The brother in Oregon, he was white, I just heard this morning. So everybody's going to be victimized by this system. Don't let them divide us and conquer us. Stay strong, stay on the line, and bring more people into the fold. You young people, study some of this revolutionary stuff. This is nothing new, ain't nothing new under the sun. Study Du Bois, study James Baldwin, study Angela Davis. Study this stuff so you have a real clear sense of what's about and where you're going. Everybody stay safe. They run into chemtrails. I see out here they don't have no chemtrails. But I know some Brooklyn City the other day, I looked up there, chemtrails going all across the sky. If you don't know what they are, it's chemicals to suppress you and depress you. So take your vitamins, eat well, get your sleep, and stay strong. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We got, give her another hand. OG in the game, OG. you see all these black women up here, you know, the way that they've been in the movement, they continue to lead the movement. Don't get it twisted. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Black women and black queer folks are the people who lead this revolution and continue to lead this revolution. And don't let anybody tell you differently. A black woman got us all out here today for actual action. We've had multiple black women speaking. We've had black women who have been in this for a long time. And that's just the facts of how this thing works. That's the facts of how this thing will continue. And again, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So coming up next to the mic, we have another black woman. We have Zay from CARE, Minnesota, coming to the mic.
I was not ready. Black lives, they matter here. 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 All right, I was not ready, and I was not prepared to speak today, but thank you all for being out here consistently. My name is Zaina Mohammed, and I am the Community Advocacy Manager for CARE Minnesota. I've been here on the ground for a while now, but since Sunday, it's been consistent, back to back to back. And I was just talking to Nakima yesterday, and I'm like, how have we not crashed yet? But when it comes to justice, we don't crash. And Mohammed always says, under pressure, we relax. Because this is for the long haul, right? So I want to tell you guys something I learned this weekend. And it's the power of the people. So Sunday night, we were all out outside the police precinct as we were getting tear gassed. We were out until about 2, 3 in the morning. We get home, and we're up the next day, all of us, multiple people here, and we go back to City Hall because we want answers. And so when we go over there, we ask the city chief, the police chief, and the city manager, and a few other people that were in the leadership of the city, who was in charge last night, and who turned off the lights, and who was tear gassing us. They had no answers. And I'm just keeping the story short because I know we've got a lot of speakers. But through that, I learned the power of the people, because we came for maybe 2 hours, and in those 2 hours, we had the power to be able to fire the city manager, get rid of the police chief, and the officer who killed Dante Wright was let go as well, or she resigned. But either way, that was part of the power of the people who did that. The city would have never done that if we never showed up and cleaned that up. And yes, that's what we did. We cleaned it up. So when we show up every time and we're consistently on the streets, we're not just here yelling Black Lives Matter and disrupting people's peace, which, by the way, he deserved. He does not deserve any peace. If we're not getting any peace, neither does he. How can you take a look at that video and think to yourself that person does not deserve murder? How can you? Does anyone else here think that was not murder? No. You all know the difference between a taser and a gun, right? And if you've been on the force for 26 years, longer than Dante Wright was alive, how can you not know? And we've consistently seen these throughout the state, and we've seen it from people in leadership who don't show up, whether it's the governor, who, by the way, needs to go. If you're a Democrat and you voted for him this year, he got to go. And everyone else got to go at this point. So I want to thank all of you guys. We're going to consistently be out here fighting. Did not have a speech, but thank you all so much. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace.
Well, give her a hand, give her a hand. Yeah, she's talking about the power of people, and you know what they say, that it ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't say word. Ain't no power like the, because the, say word. Ain't no power like the power of the, because the, make sure they hear you say, ain't no power like the power of, because the, don't, one more time, ain't no power like the, because the, don't stop. Okay, next up to the mic, we got one of my good friends. We have DJ from TCC4J, always holding it down, always speaking. You don't gotta worry about him being know, because he's always using it, always screaming. So go ahead, tell your story, brother. Go ahead, what you got to say today.
So I just want to say, this has been a hard week for people of color. And I can tell you, I could feel it, right? Last night, I was just in my house. I was trying to relax after escaping the slave catchers last night. And I could feel it. I could feel how my skin felt heavier. I could physically feel it weighing me down. And it hurts. And there's no sign of it ever stopping either. Which is why we're going to stay out in these streets to make sure that we get justice and systemic change. What I want to talk about is the fact that they keep saying it's an accident. Even though the taser's on the other side, even though the taser's a different color, even though they don't even weigh the same, like, it just doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah, and she's been on the force for 26 years. It just doesn't make sense. How they've been accidentally killing us for 400 years. So, you know, I thought maybe, you know, I flunked out of college, community college, 2 times. So I said, maybe I just don't know what the word accident means. Because I thought an accident was an unfortunate incident that happened unexpectedly, unintentionally, and typically resulted in damage or injury. That's what I thought an accident meant. So how is it Billy Hughes? How is it Floyd? How is it Kobe Heisler? How is it Breonna Taylor? How is it Dante Wright? How does it keep happening for 400 fucking years? Someone say that ain't right. 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 So here's my other thing, right? So they say, so those are accidents. Then we actually get white people who are committing mass murder, right? In schools, in movie theaters, at Walmart. They always get them, always. They always get them alive, right? They never accidentally kill them, right? Ain't that fucking crazy? Is that how the word accident work? I guess not. Oh, man. So, and my other thing is these people never get a new excuse, right? They just keep using the same excuse over and over. And all these white liberals keep fucking buying it. I'm just like, damn, how you, like, at least make them get creative. At least make them come up with a new excuse. It's an accident every fucking time. And see, the thing is, the National Guard do the same thing, right? They because the cops say, oh, I felt like I was in danger. And now we got the cops out on the National Guard out there telling us that they feel like they're in danger. So they can throw tear gas at us. How you throwing tear gas at people, but you feel like you're the one in danger? I want to remind people, you can't even use tear gas in international warfare. It's against the Geneva Convention. But apparently they can use it on innocent teens when they feel threatened because they're throwing water bottles at them, despite the fact that they're in riot gear. The same fucking excuse. They keep trying to turn us into the enemy, despite the fact that we are under military occupation. Say, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. So now, I can say with 1,000% accuracy that I know what it feels like to be at war. Because that's what I've experienced. And I've been at war all week with Minnesota. A lot of y'all know I play chess. I'll be out maneuvering people on the fucking board. Well, I can say I've outmaneuvered the fucking military now. 'Cause that's what the fuck we're doing out here. Because they're out here, once again, using rubber bullets. Rubber bullets are lethal. Because they're shooting it at our heads. They're shooting it at our necks. They're shooting it at our hands. They're out here trying to kill us. And we are outmaneuvering them because we're smarter than them. We know we're not going to fall for the okie doke. We know what's going on. I've been out there every night. And we figured out what their plan is. So we're out here facing a military occupation. Because I went countries that they overthrew their government, and war-torn countries that they say that they're the hero. They come in and they're like, we're saving you. Like, how are you saving us from you? Like, can someone explain that to me? That's crazy. That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. And so, speaking on what Zay was saying about the power of the people, she's right. Because the power of the people is powerful. And the thing is, what they've been trying to do all fucking week is they want to shoot bullets at us. They want to do flashbangs at us. They want to throw tear gas at us because they're scared. Because they know if we're out there 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 strong, they can't do anything. They don't have enough space in the metro area for jail cells. They don't have the process power in the courts to do anything. I'm part of the 646 that got arrested on the highway. I'm still waiting for my citation. They can't keep up with us. That's the power of the people. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what?
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
Listen!
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
Listen!
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
Listen!
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
Listen!
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
Coming up next is one of my close friends. We always chanting. We always in the car coming up with new chants. Let me tell you, what y'all think would happen if we would hang out? That's exactly what's happening, okay? We in the car singing chants back and forth. Well, what if we say this word is that? What if we say that word is that? We get lit, okay? So coming up next is my friend and my partner in crime, Brandon.
I was told I was going to speak like a minute and a half ago by eye contact. So, but yes, I didn't really have anything prepared, but just to echo what DJ was talking about, if we talk about an accident, right? The first day of protesting, Sunday night, I had a person I went to high school with, young black man, send me a message talking about, are y'all out there protesting because he was killed, or are you protesting because he was black? And I don't even know if I responded to him, because let me just say this quick. If you don't get it yet, I can't explain it to you. If we're up on almost a year since George Floyd was murdered and you don't get it yet, I can't say the shit in any other way that'll make you get it through your head what we are out here fighting against. Okay? And like DJ was talking about an accident. We good? We good, Peter? Okay. I'm plugging shit on me. Crazy. Crazy.
It sounded like the voice of God.
Yeah, I was like, hold on. What's going on? DJ was talking about an accident. People are going to make that argument. People are, oh, she didn't mean to do it. Didn't mean to do it. After 26 years on the job, she didn't mean to do it. After 26 years on the job, this was the one time, and it just happened to be with a young black male. And people say, oh, why do black men fear for their life when they get pulled over? Dante Wright did. Dante Wright did, and look what happened to him. He got killed. Why? Because he was trying to resist. Don't resist. Okay. Well, if someone goes to jail, like Hardell Sherrill, dies in the Beltrami County Jail, right? It doesn't matter what we do. They're going to find a way. Being in black skin as a black male, as a black person, as a black body, we fear for our lives because we see what these systems do to us, right? So going back, talking about an accident again, I keep getting sidetracked. Sorry. Talking about an accident. Whether or not you believe it was an accident, talking to white folks that still don't want to get it through their head, some black folks too, all skin folk, ain't kin folk. Whether or not you believe it was an accident, it's no accident that Daunte Wright's community is over-policed. It's no accident that there's however many police that pulled up as he was getting pulled over for what? Expired tabs? There's no accident that they just happened to notice that he had warrants. There's no accident that there was some fishy shit with the warrants, right? That's not an accident. That's part of the systemic oppression of black and brown bodies that we are out here fighting against. Yeah, the air freshener, all of that. They come up with all of these reasons, all of these excuses, and they keep trying to justify it. They keep trying to justify the murder of black and brown bodies. They may say it was manslaughter, but they're not going to say it was murder. Right? And even the white folks that still say, well, he shouldn't have resisted. Well, now they at least say it's manslaughter, so you're wrong. You are wrong. The state says that you are wrong, so shut your fucking mouth. When it comes to all of the people that said George Floyd died of an overdose, we've had multiple medical examiners saying that's not the case. We've had the police chief, the lieutenant say Derek Chauvin shouldn't have done that, and yet you're still going to back the blue just because that's comfortable for you. You are wrong. They told you on the stand that you are wrong. They told you that. And yet you're still stuck in your disbelief that's rooted in the white supremacy that you've grown up with, the white comfortability, the white fragility that you've grown up with, and you cannot set aside. Well, we are here to push that aside for you, right? And, hold on, I was going to think of something. Hold on. I had it. I had it. But yeah, so the thing is, walking around in this black skin, like I said, they always try to justify it. White folks, the media, the systems, they always try to justify it. And I just can't wait for the day that white folks care about my life the same way they care about the Dollar Tree getting looted. Right? I can't wait for the day that we have a police force or a system in place that will protect my black life like they protect the Brooklyn Center Police Department. Like they protect downtown Minneapolis. Yeah, or Kim Potter's house. I can't wait for the day that I can say that my black life matters and that's it. I don't get a single rebuttal. I can't wait for the day that I can say black women matter, black trans folks matter, that all of our lives matter. And I can't wait for the day that I can say that and no one has some shit to say back to me. I can't wait for the day that I can say Black Lives Matter and everyone says, well, of course they do. And that's what we're going to continue doing. We're going to keep fighting because it's not going to be easy. It's going to take a long time. It's naive of me to believe that I will see that day in my lifetime. Everyone that's been fighting before me, they didn't get to see the justice that they fought for. But we need to continue to fight so that the next generation is even an inch further forward from where I started. And that's what we're going to continue doing until all of these systems are uprooted and recreated with all of our benefits in mind. Not just the white men that created the system. I'm tired. I'm not going to pledge allegiance to nobody's shit that was friends with slave masters. Fuck out of my face. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I think that's about all I had to say. Appreciate y'all for letting me speak. All power to the people.
All right. So coming up next, we're going to have Billie Jean from the Racial Justice Network. So can you give her a round of applause?
up here because how many times has somebody say his name and you don't know which one? You don't know which one to say. I know it happens to me all the time. I start, even today, I was like, Wright, Jonte Wright. And that's not okay. There have been only 18 days. The data came out last week that there have only been 18 days in 2020 that police officers have not killed someone. 18 days. And don't make a mistake that they just killed one per day. No. There was 6 other people killed the same day that George Floyd was killed in police custody. There were 8 the next day. That was tied for the top amount for the year at 8 on the 28th of December. So you have Christmas and then you get killed. It is not okay to have police officers, to have an organization that is just there to get their directions, their orders followed. Doesn't it seem like sometimes that's all they want? They don't care if you've done anything. They don't care what's happening. They just want you to follow orders. Yes, compliance. That's all they want. And I'm going to tell you the top 5 reasons that police died in, that people died in police custody last year. The top reason was a traffic stop. Just like allegedly Daunte Wright. Traffic stop. So those tabs, that air freshener, broken tail light, like Philando Castile. Mental health or welfare check. Could you imagine if you went to the doctor and that's what happened? Like, oh, you know, the one a day. If you went to the doctor for mental health and you said, my family is worried about me, and somebody ended up dead almost every day, multiple people almost every day, we should not have police going out for health, mental health, welfare checks, anything where we want our friends, our family, our fellow citizens to be safe. That was the number 2 reason that people died. The families were asking for help. Now, I don't know how many people here have mental health issues. I do. And there was a time I had a medicine. I ended up in the psych ward. My family called to have me taken to the psych ward. Luckily, they did not call the police, because who knows what would have happened. And psych ward, pretty boring, nothing there. Just in case you were wondering, it's pretty dang boring. But those people were asking for help to keep their family safe, and instead they died. Could you imagine to have that on your conscience, that you call to have somebody in your family helped? And I would feel like I killed them. And it wouldn't be me. It's the police that did that. And that is not okay. That is not okay. Third reason, other non-violent offenses. Grabbing a pack of Swisher cigars from like Michael Brown, allegedly. What else have we seen? Cigarettes, selling loose cigarettes. Yep. That was the number 3 reason. And you know, there was another, no specific offense. So just walking by, like Elijah Wood. That was his last name, right? McLean, sorry. Elijah Wood is somebody else. All right, sorry about that. That beautiful, there's too many. That beautiful, sweet young man with the, playing violins to the cats, just trying to survive. And the last one was domestic disturbance. Oh, sorry, that was the fourth one, domestic disturbance. What if we put all this effort and energy that we have been putting into just policing, the protests and things like that, into changing things so that domestic violence doesn't happen anymore? What if we change things so there's no more toxic masculinity? So when people are hurting, they just can say, I'm hurt, and they don't have to take it out on anybody. Most people, domestic disturbances are the most dangerous. In the suburb I grew up in, you could volunteer to be a police officer. You didn't have to go through training, police training. All you had to do was go through a small little training, but you couldn't go to domestic violence situations because those were the ones that were dangerous. So really, we do not need police for anything else except for domestic violence. So why are we not putting police, all this money into stopping domestic violence, helping people who need it? That's what we need to be doing. All right, and then there have already been 308 people killed in this year, 2021. 308 people. That's almost one a day for the whole year. And we're not even 4 months through already. That is not okay. That is not okay. We need to change this. 18 days. Yeah, 18 days. Just remember.
Let's give it up again for Billie Jean, y'all. Okay, so you hear cars being crunked up because we're going to take a short march around the neighborhood. We know that law enforcement is present within the vicinity. That doesn't mean be afraid, it means stay focused. We are here as peaceful demonstrators, exercising our First Amendment right to freedom of speech. And I know that Pete Orpik don't want that smoke, so they just need to stand clear. We will do our march, and we will keep it moving. So don't be afraid, don't be intimidated. Please stay focused. So we need to clear a path so that Peter can bring our sound truck through. We're going to have everybody follow behind the sound truck. So it's going to be our marshals in the front, motorcycle marshals, the car marshal. Please get the water bottles out of the street. And then we will have Peter with the sound truck. We will have those who have the banner following behind Peter, and then the rest of us. There are neighbors here, believe it or not, who believe that Black Lives Matter, and some of them have come out to be a part of this demonstration. We welcome you, and we ask that you know, Pete Orpik knows that he needs to bring murder charges on behalf of Daunte Wright and his life being lost. He needs to hold Kim Potter accountable. The last prosecutor's house, Mike Freeman, that we visited, his neighbors came out and joined us, and then they held him accountable. Then he got his ass out the neighborhood. People don't think protesting works, but it does. If we uncomfortable, they're gonna be uncomfortable. If we don't sleep, they don't sleep. No justice, no peace. 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 No justice, no peace.
No justice,
No peace.
no justice,
No peace.
say no justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. 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 Everybody stay behind the vanity. Stay behind the sound truck. We are going to keep ourselves safe. We are going to keep ourselves safe as we always do. So who keeps us safe? 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 Black lives, they matter here. 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 Hey, if you think Black Lives Matter, you can come march with us. You can come join us. If you don't, you can stay up at your house. You can stay up in your driveway. Look at us like we're doing something crazy and we're just here trying to fight for our lives. Say, mama, mama, can't you see what the system's done to me? They lock us up and put us down. Ain't no justice in this town. 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 Mama, mama, don't you know? Mama, mama, don't you know? The police have got to go. The police have got to go. They lock us up and shoot us down. They lock us up and shoot us down. Ain't no justice in this town. 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 Say, mama, mama, can't you see? Mama, mama, can't you see? What the system's done to me. What the system's done to me. They lock us up and put us down. They lock us up and put us down. Ain't no justice in this town. 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 Mama, mama, don't you know? Mama, mama, don't you know? The police have got to go. The police have got to go. They lock us up and shoot us down. They lock us up and shoot us down. Ain't no justice in this town. 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 Dante Wright, say his name. Dante Wright. 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 If Dante don't get it, shut it down. 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 Hey, let's let everybody know who's standing out here, who we fight for, okay? Because they look like they don't know who we are, who we fight for. So we're going to say, everywhere we go, the people want to know, who we fight for, So we tell them, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, say Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, say everywhere we go, the people want to know, who we fight for, so we tell them, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, say Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, say everywhere we go, the people want to know, who we fight for, so we tell them, Native Lives Matter, Native Lives Matter, Say Asian lives matter.
Asian lives matter.
Asian lives matter.
Asian lives matter.
Say trans lives matter.
Trans lives matter.
Say trans lives matter.
Trans lives matter.
Queer lives matter.
Queer lives matter.
Queer lives matter.
Queer lives matter.
Say everywhere we go.
Everywhere we go,
The people wanna know
the people wanna know
who we fight for.
who we fight for.
So we tell them.
So we tell them,
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Sorry,
Say
my bad.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter. Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives they matter here. Stay behind the banner. Stay behind the banner. Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
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 Who can don't resist, man? Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
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 Black lives they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Stay behind the banner. Stay behind the sound truck. We gonna be alright. We gonna get through this. Hey, we here. We lit. We taking over this shit.
We here, we lit, and we taking over this shit. We here, we lit, we taking over this shit. We here, we lit, we taking over this shit.
For 1 second. We want to keep people informed about what happened. You guys see the neighbors have been nice. They have waved, they've raised their fists. They've been peaceful, right? So there was an angry motorist who refused to move his car. The police were on the scene, and lo and behold, a miracle of God, they took him away, put him in the back of the squad car, they moved his vehicle out of the street so we can peacefully continue our march. Say his name! 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 Let's go!
So apparently there was a motorist who did not want to move his vehicle. You can actually see him over here getting arrested. He's getting arrested.
Say his name. What's his name? 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 Say his name. What's his name?
So again, Nakima Levy Pounds, who is a civil rights attorney, just announced that this individual did not want to move his vehicle so that the march could continue, and so the police actually just arrested him.
Native lives, they matter, yeah.
Native lives, they matter here.
Native lives, they matter here.
Native lives, they matter here.
I'm gonna have some of the youth do some speeches.
Shout out to the Kuomintang Revolution. Democrat, fuck the institution. Shout out to my Kuomintang Revolution. Democrat, fuck the institution.
Arrest Michael Trout. Fuck Michael Trout. Fuck Denver PD. Arrest Michael Trout. Justice for Emmanuel.
Black lives, they matter, yeah.
Black lives, they matter here. 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 Black lives,
No justice. 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 I believe that we can win. I believe that we can win. I believe that we will 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 win. I know 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 that we will win. I believe 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 that we will win. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? So we right now, we got the whole world watching because of the Floyd case, right? But the world needs to be watching because of also Dr. Wright, because of also Deline E. So say the world is watching. 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 All right, when I say we are, you say watching. We are 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 watching. We are. So what we need them to do is take the charges from manslaughter and make them into murder. So someone say, do the right thing. 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 Hold up, hold up. We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops. We don't need them, need them. Hold up, hold up. We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops. We don't need them, need them. Hold up, hold up. We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops. We don't need them, need them. Who's the enemy? Who's the enemy? White supremacy. 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 When I say it's our duty, you say to fight for our freedom. It's our duty. 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 To fight for our freedom. When I say we the people, you say are powerful. We the people. 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 We the people.
Say you can't stop the revolution.
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 Say you can't stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution.
Say you can't stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution.
Cause we gon' get our liberation.
We gon' get our liberation.
We gon' get our liberation.
All right, you guys, we are wrapping up a
You
march
can't stop the revolution.
in Stillwater. About 200 protesters came out here to protest right in front of the Washington County Attorney's house, demanding murder charges for Kim Potter. We know right now she has been charged with second-degree manslaughter, but community is saying that's just not enough. I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. I'm going to bring the stream down and pay attention to exactly what's happening in other parts of the city.